Look, uh, one more thing. Because this really pissed me off when I read it. Um, Sometimes I would like recommend Dave Hunt. Uh, who I do believe is a saved guy. I do believe he's he died, but I do believe he's in heaven. He's a brother. Um, but I've read some of his books, and you know he he kind of believes in a sort of perseverance of the saints. I don't think he always believed that, but he seems to have become, at least later in his life, like one of those guys that thinks that there has to be like physical proof of your salvation that has to do with like some change in you. And look, that's perseverance of the saints. And it's ironic because the guy wrote a whole book against Calvinism that's like 500 pages long. And he wrote like a couple other books against Calvinism that were like at least 200 pages long. And you know, I remember he did this book that I didn't read because I'm like, why in the world would anybody do this? But he like co-authored a book with James White where James White was defending Calvinism and Dave Hunt was like debating him why Calvinism was wrong. And like Dave Hunt allowed, James White to like basically push Calvinism like in his book. Which, look, if I don't know how anybody thinks that like if you're having filet mignon for dinner, I don't know anybody who thinks it'd be appropriate to just place a bunch of dog crap on the same plate as your filet mignon and be like, no, we have to be fair. Okay, we're being fair. Okay, would you like to try some dog crap? And you because Calvinism is a bunch of crap. Okay, and I just did a video like 5 minutes ago about how little leaveneth the whole lump, right? And I have Dave Hunt's big book where he calls out Calvinism, and in the first few pages, because I wondered like how can this guy write such a huge book against Calvinism and kind of have like a somewhat of a perseverance of the saints view of evidence of salvation. But the answer was, in the first few pages of his big book. He admitted to having a bunch of Calvinist friends. that he thought were great Christians. And that's what I mean. A little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. You're hanging around Calvinists, okay? Their leaven is going to, poison your doctrine, okay? Another example is Stephen Anderson. Used to preach really hard against Calvinism, then made friends with a Calvinist who's against so many things that Stephen Anderson claims to be for. And, Stephen Anderson, who had problems before, but he compromised even more because he was friends with this weird Calvinist guy. So there's a lot of examples where people compromised because of who they associated with.